And we're back. We're back. So, hi. How's everybody doing tonight?
Hello, everyone.
I missed you. I've missed you the last couple weeks. This is going to be our Halloween Horror Nights 28 First Impressions. Got a lot of stuff to talk about, so we're going to move around at a pretty good clip. We're going to have a giveaway at some point. What? Shelby Denim Art, Stranger Things. So you'll know when it's time to do a keyword, so I will let you know. Make sure you share this episode with all your friends. Make sure you're subscribing to us and following us on HauntScene, on Facebook, on Twitter, on everything. We're on everything. So make sure you guys are following us there. I'm tired.
Me too.
It's a long weekend. We walked a lot. Mm-hmm. So she's a little more hardcore than I am. I went to Halloween Horror Nights on Friday to do the media event, which we'll talk about in a moment. Then we went on Saturday night, and then in the Sunday morning, we did the Unmasking the Horror tour, the combo tour for 6 houses, and then she went back Sunday night. I wussed out, and I decided to stay home and watch football and relax. So I'm excited about that.
It's probably what I should have done.
Yeah.
Because it was so tiring, but I decided to go anyway.
All right. So, okay, so let's do this. Let's just get started. We have a ton of stuff to talk about. I'm going to take the point on the first part here. We've got, let's just talk about the event. The event, it started last Friday. You got 10 houses, you got 5 scare zones, you got 1 show, Academy of Villains, which I loved. It was amazing. All kinds of ticket packages here. Go to HalloweenHorrorNights.com and get whatever you want. We got the Halloween Horror Nights Frequent Fear Plus with Express, and I don't regret it at all. Some of the houses got a little crazy last weekend, so I am very happy with that. Are you happy with the ticket you bought?
I am very happy.
Is it worth the money?
It's definitely worth it. I was able to do all 10 houses opening night. I believe I also did a few twice. I did Scary Tales and Blumhouse twice.
Yeah.
So
there's a couple that I haven't done twice yet. I've done everything at least once. Yeah, so we're going to see. I took a bunch of pictures. Well, not a ton of pictures because I don't want to be here all night. But let's get into it. Okay, so we got Horror Nights here. So we're going to start off with the media event. So thankfully, Matt from Neozaz, the podcast that I'm on, Catacombs of Halloween Horror Nights, I was his +1. So I went, met a bunch of people, met a bunch of other HHN sites and vlogs, and if you take a look, I posted a picture earlier. I'm actually in the background of a Tim Tracker video. If you don't know who Tim Tracker is, Tim and Jen Tracker are like the adorbs vloggers here, and it's got like hundreds of thousands of hits, like probably more hits in one video than we'll ever get ever, but that's okay. And I'm in the background, and I got a chance to meet him. I gave him some swag. Saw everybody here. The media event was really cool. They gave me a really sweet lanyard. So if you take a look right there, it's going to be Sam from Trick or Treat, and it's got more houses than ever, and then a group number 8, and that's where I was taken to. Once we registered, we went into one of the sound stages, and they had it all decked out. I've got some pictures, so let's take a look here. They had food, they had desserts, they had an open bar. Oh. I may have had a couple drinks.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was awesome.
I wish I could have gone. That's
well,
pretty cool.
Maybe next year.
Hopefully next year.
Maybe next year. Okay, if you're watching. All right, so they had a bunch of little shrines, little scenes for all the different houses. Here are all of the intellectual property houses. You see the little scenes here. At some point when they did like a little QA and a presentation for the media, they actually had like a character come out from every single house, and it was a photo op. Unfortunately, I was sitting in like the middle and I wasn't close enough. So I'm sure if you look on social media on some other pages, you'll be able to see the actual characters. So I just waited until everybody was gone, and then I took pictures later on. Okay. All right, so let's move on here. So you got all the little IPs. Moving on to the next one. Here are all the original houses. So they're all represented. They're all represented here. The really cool characters came out. I just didn't get a chance to take a picture of them. They also have little shrines for the scare zones. So all of these were represented as well. So they had everything. They had a little presentation. They did a little Q&A. I asked a probably stupid question because I was nervous. I don't even remember what I asked. I'm sure somebody has it on their thing. I'll have to go back and see that. Yeah. All right, cool. So it was really cool. It was a really cool event. We did a break at some point. I thought it was just like a little media event and then go in the park. But I found out that day that actually turned into one of their RIP tours where they actually walk you from house to house to house to house, and you go in the exit with a tour guide and everything, and they just walk you right up to the front. So I didn't have to wait in line for anything all night, which was awesome. Yeah, so that was kind of cool. Just a couple swag items here, a couple little things. They had a big 80s theme. So you had like old school VHS tapes like on the table, centerpieces. Some of them had cassette tapes. It was all 80s out. The whole thing was just decked out. That's very cool. I got to I've met him a bunch of times. I got to hang out with Mike Aiello a little bit. He's our resident Johnny Appleseed, aka our folk hero for Halloween Horror Nights at Universal. They had like little desserts. This clown at the bottom right was a killer clown from outer space. It was a cake. They had one that was Sam. I forgot to include the picture, but it was really, really cool. And then I got this photo op here in the middle where they had a big TV screen. So after years and years and years on opening night of walking by the little media event and just kind of like, you could let me in, I actually got to go. So it was really, really cool. They had food. They had all kinds of stuff. All right. I am not afraid. Yes, creative. What houses scare you? Okay, yeah, that's a stupid question. So I asked the people who created the event this year what house they found the scariest, and it actually got a pretty clever answer. One, I forget which one was which, but one created 5, the other one created 5, and they were scared of each other's houses. So that was pretty cool. All right, so moving on. Hopefully we get to go to this next year. Let's do it.
Okay, Tyler, we do not speak of that. Tyler, we do not speak of me getting scared.
Yeah, well, we're good. We're good. Yeah, this girl's like, she's got like ice in her veins. She never gets scared of anything.
No, never. Never.
All right, so let's move on a little bit. This is something we can both talk about because we did this both together. The Unmasking the Horror Tour. So really, instead of talking about separate events here, we're just gonna kind of roll it all in together. Sunday morning, we met up at Universal in the Blue Man Group area to go in for the Unmasking the Horror Tour, and we had David Bryn, who's our tour guide, had a really good time. They walked
He's always
us through.
A great tour guide. I love David.
Yeah, he's really awesome. He's been doing it for a long time, and he knows a lot about the event. It was cool. We went through 6 houses. So the ones we didn't go through were Halloween 4, Blumhouse, Slaughter Cinema, and what was the last one? Dead Exposure.
Oh, Dead Exposure.
Yeah.
Yes, Dead Exposure.
There were some houses that were just too narrow to really bring a tour guide through, or
just all pitch black like Dead Exposure.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have seen anything anyway.
Yeah,
so.
It wasn't much to look at in the daytime there, but we got to do a lot of the IP houses, so that was really, really cool. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we're going to talk about the Unmasking the Horror, show you some pictures, and we'll give you our impressions of the house. Now, I'm actually, I saw Shelby post something the other day on Twitter about house rankings. There's a lot of effort that goes into the event, and we're not going to do a house ranking per se, like 1 through 10. I'm just going to say, like, I liked a couple houses a little bit more than others. There are some houses you're going to connect with, some of you don't, but they're all amazing. Even what you would consider like number 9 and 10 on your list is still an amazing house with amazing characters, and a lot of work goes into it. So I'm not going to do a 1 through 10 tonight. We're just going to appreciate the event and enjoy it. So there wasn't a house that I didn't have a bad time in. I had a good time in every single house I did. So, all right. So we're moving on. So let's do this. Let's start off with Blumhouse. Blumhouse, this was the Happy Death Day / the first Purge house. Went through this and had a good time. The Happy Death Day part actually kind of surprised me a little bit because it had I don't want to. Well, you know what? I'm going to give a spoiler alert because if you're watching this, you've either been to the event or you're interested in the event. If you're not interested in some spoilers, make sure you tune it out for now and then maybe watch a replay later because we're gonna spoil some stuff tonight. So let's take a look here. I actually have a clip, but before we do that, what did you think of Blumhouse?
I thought it was well done. It was fairly spaced out. Half the house was Happy Death Day, half the house was Purge. So you got a good amount of both.
Yeah.
And it was detailed. It felt like you would actually walk in through the movies.
Yeah.
And even though if it doesn't scare you, it doesn't mean that it doesn't look really nice and pretty. So I think they did the sets very well.
One
of
the
house.
baby guys got me pretty good.
Yeah, they got me. They got me a few times when I first went through, and then the Purgers as well towards the end. Yeah. So I think it was. I got great timing each time I went through the house.
Yeah, there's some interesting boo holes and angles in there. So yeah, it's cool. They had the cupcake. That was what I was looking for.
That was the very first
so that's
scene.
Pretty neat. So let's take a look at a clip. Hopefully I can get this to play correctly. For whatever reason, my normal mute button's not working. So, sorry about that. I had to actually turn the screen out for us. So you get a little impression of the Happy Death Day section. I didn't really get anything in the Purge part of it. But I liked, they actually had the main character's dorm room several times. And that was kind of cool.
Just like the movie, how it was repeated over and over again.
Yeah, I was wondering how they were going to really do the house. That was one of my reservations about Happy Death Day, but it was clever. It's not a bad house. I like they had a They Live poster. That always is bonus points for me.
It was very well constructed, and each time you went into the same room, it looked exactly the same.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's definitely an evil Groundhog's Day. So I will admit the Blumhouse last year. Really, as the event went on, really kind of turned it up a little bit. I personally think the Blumhouse, the end of the run last year was like one of the scariest houses. So I expect better things, not better things, but more things from Blumhouse as the run goes on. But it was really good.
I actually liked it more and more last year as I went through it. Yeah. So.
All right. So moving on. We are moving on. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's move on to Halloween 4. Now, Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers. Had a good time in this house. It's gorgeous. Once again, I was just really trying to think about iconic things from Halloween 4 that you're going to see in there, like the bandage face, Michael Myers. He's definitely in there. I did a very bad job of videoing this house, because some of the houses were pretty dark. This is definitely one of them. You got your Loomis. You got your oh my God, I can't remember the name. The little girl with the clown outfit, whatever her name is. Danielle Harris, I know the actress's name. I just don't watch enough Halloween to know what her name is. Anyways, it was cool. Any of the beats that you expect out of watching Halloween 4 are totally going to be in the house. So, yeah. So I liked it. I liked it. I took one picture. Here's the awesome picture. Are you ready? There it is. Just to prove, bandage face Michael.
It was, it was a fun house. I got a lot of great scares in this house, which Tyler can vouch for that. Tyler and his dad can vouch for that. But it was. I like it because it involves a lot of like jump scares, jump and startle scares, which usually get me. So yeah, I liked it. So
cool. Hey to everybody watching.
And it was true. It was true to the movie. Had a lot of scenes from the movie, which I liked. So
for the media, we were allowed to videotape. We're allowed to video and take pictures of the houses we went through. So I'm sure if you look online, look on YouTube, I'm sure other people have full walkthroughs in 4K, like crazy stuff. If you want to spoil yourself that bad, but I wouldn't. Come to the event and make sure you have a good time and make sure you get a chance to do all the houses. Show up early. All right, so moving on.
And we're moving on.
Dead Exposure.
I really like this house.
Yeah, Dead Exposure.
I really like this house.
Now, once again, I was going to put a little joke up here and just have a black screen and be like, this is the picture I took. But I actually have another clip, so hopefully we can get this one working a little faster. Bear with me. All right, so we're going to show you a very short clip from Dead Exposure. That's Vamp. We don't want that one yet. There we go. Oh, cool!
What is that?
Whoa, not there yet. All right, so Dead Exposure was a lot of fun. It's definitely lots of strobes, all kinds of stuff. Pretty effective. You know, I remember, I literally think my first house at Halloween Horror Nights was the first Dead Exposure in 2008. And this is definitely a worthy sequel. I loved it. They got me all over the place. It's dark.
Very dark.
Dark, and it's flashes.
Very dark.
And the way the house is put together is you are like quarantined and you've got like a cure, and then as the house goes on, your color starts to kind of fade in a little bit, and it's pretty neat. I like this house a lot.
I do. I like this house. I'm definitely going to be doing this house more often.
Yeah, this is definitely on my list for tomorrow night. I'm going to do this, and I want to do Blumhouse, and I want to do Halloween 4 again. Okay?
Yep.
All right. So Dead Exposure, thumbs up. Good times. All right, moving on here to Dead Exposure. Slaughter Cinema.
Oh, this was such a fun house.
I was a little bummed that Slaughter Cinema was not on the Unmasking the Horror tour.
Same, because I really wanted to see it, actually.
I just wanted a picture of one thing. And
those little creatures? Those little critters?
Yeah, the little critters.
You love those critters.
I love the critters, man. They're cool. As a matter of fact, we might have a little clip of the critters coming up here.
Oh, I'm sure we
but
will.
Slaughter Cinema, it's your classic B-movie reel. You know, one thing I missed out on this a little bit is when they walked us through the RIP tour, they took us in through the exit. So I didn't get to see a lot of the B-movie trailers that they have there, like Hive 2. And they have some really cheesy...
It's actually what I want to do on tomorrow night, is I want to film the film that plays outside of the house.
Yeah, we can do that.
So, and then I can have it and share it with others who don't get a chance to see it.
Yeah. We put all kinds of stuff. If you guys are not following HauntScene, make sure you go to the HauntScene page. We put all kinds of 360 videos up, all kinds of photos that we took from the houses here. So we'll get into some of those in a moment. But I love Slaughter Cinema. It is an amazing original house. I loved every scene. They're all really cool, like little B movies. I was told on the tour that a lot of ideas that may get scrapped for a house, they took a lot of those and they just kind of threw them all in one house. So you got your swamp yetis, and you got your werewolf bikers, and you got your beast
They have a mix of everything.
Yeah,
they have a variety, which
really,
I love.
really cool.
So
I loved Slaughter Cinema. Yeah, it was really good. All right, so let's take a look here. I do have a small clip here. I actually got my favorite part of this, so spoiler. But let's go ahead and mute and take a look.
Leftovers.
Okay. All right. So Slaughter Cinema was amazing. One of my, it's hard to pick favorites this year because every single house has one little thing that I just love, and it's all good. So Slaughter Cinema was amazing. Now this was the last one that we didn't get a chance to go through on the tour. So let's go ahead and move on. All right.
everything about this year is amazing.
Trick or treat.
This house is beautiful.
This house is gorgeous.
It's so beautiful.
It is so good. It is so good.
And it's so true to the movie.
Yes. Yes, it is.
All of the scenes, it's like you're walking through the movie.
It is.
I love it.
And you know what's funny is even with the lights on, because we did the lights on tour, they were a little restricted with the pictures you could take this year. But even with the lights on, it's just gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. You know, I have been talking about like the bus scene, like how they're going to pull that off. They totally pull it off. Couldn't take pictures. It's everything in the movies in the house. Like,
pretty much.
It's good. It's really, really good.
I mean, scene for scene, it's just straight out of the movie.
Yeah, it's really, really good. As a matter of fact, they have more than one bus in there. I didn't even.
They do.
Yeah,
they have like 3 buses.
They have like a whole bus.
Yeah.
So very, very cool. If you're a fan of Trick or Treat, this will definitely be a treat. Heyo.
I see what you did there.
I know. All right, so let's move
smooth.
on. We've got some pictures here that we took from Trick or Treat. So you got the facade outside, which looks really cool at night because it's all lit up and everything. And we've got pumpkins. They really only let us take a picture of like the first couple rooms in the facade inside, like it's a house. So I took some pictures here. It's got all the writing on the wall, tons of pumpkins. I love pumpkins. I love the pumpkins. And one of them's got like, I don't think we see one here, but one of them's got like a little Sam carved in, like a little figure.
I saw that one.
Yeah,
it was
cool.
out. It was out in front. Yeah, I saw that.
You'll see it's the last pumpkin on the right as you walk in, and it's also the last pumpkin on the left as you walk through the door of this house here at the bottom left.
Mm-hmm.
I did a 360 video here, so if you want to go to HauntScene and look up Trick or Treat, and we did a 360 video of the facade. The lighting wasn't too great here, so the 360 video turned out it was okay, I guess. But I loved this house. This is just one of those, like, it's just beautiful, and I want to spend the night in Trick or Treat and not get arrested. What about you?
No, yeah, I do actually.
Yeah. We'll just hide.
It might, yeah.
Like, where did Johnny and Melissa go? Why do they have sleeping bags? I don't know. It's
I don't
crazy.
know. It's crazy.
Trick or Treat's gorgeous. Absolutely. It's one of the most beautiful houses I think I've ever seen for an IP. It's shot for shot. It's really, really good with the movie. All right, moving on. Seeds of Extinction.
Seeds of Extinction.
Ooh, I love this
You know,
house.
when we did the tour, there was so much to see in this house that you would miss when you went through the house at night. You know,
there are so many details in this house that it's impossible to see with the show lighting. You know, when it's actually lit up when you're walking through it. Seeds of Extinction, it's gorgeous. Lots of Easter eggs. You know, they've put out a lot of those. You know, Jack and Eddie sunglasses,
Lightning Gulp,
and all kinds of stuff. We actually did several 360 videos of Seeds of Extinction. One of the scenes, there's like a plane crashing through the roof. You got a really good view of that. All kinds of pictures here. I will tell you, the first time I went through Seeds of Extinction, I think the house tried to like get me, like the actual house itself. I got caught up in some of the netting somehow. And we got stuff falling off the wall. That was a little weird.
That was
weird
strange.
as I said that. Okay. But yeah, I actually got caught up in the netting. Like it was around me like this way. And I had to kind of like turn and like pull myself out as characters decided to get me while I was like, you know.
While you were struggling.
Yeah, while I was trying. I was like, there we go. And then the characters took advantage of that.
The same thing kind of happened to me in Dead Exposure, right in front of a character.
Yes, you are going to get a little. You're going to get a little misty in a lot of houses actually this year, especially this one and Poltergeist. A lot of not like wet, but like misty. So
a lot of mist and Seed of Extinction.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, it's a really, really good house. So let's take a look. I got some pictures here. It starts off, I didn't get a chance to appreciate the facade because once again they walked us through the exit, but we got to see it on the tour. So you're actually going through a mall, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And if you look here at the bottom left, here's one of the first rooms, actual phone, like pay phones, which is pretty neat. Haven't seen one of those in a while. I got the 360 picture of the, don't worry about that. I got the 360 picture of the plane on the site, but I didn't actually take a picture of it, so that's kind of a bummer. My favorite Easter egg, though, by far, and one of the coolest Easter eggs I've ever seen in one of the houses, is they have a comic book rack, and the comic book rack has the Ultraviolence comics, and it has like the Alice in Wonderland one, and the In Between, and a couple other ones as well. So that's at the bottom right there. So once again, if you want to see the full picture and see all the comic books, make sure you check out the site. All right, moving on. So any closing thoughts about Seeds of Extinction?
No, it was a really great house. It's one of my favorites, actually. It blew me away just how amazing it was.
It's pretty,
and just to see everything in there, and it's scary too, and it will get you. So I'll definitely do that one again tomorrow.
All right, so moving on to Poltergeist. Now, like I said, I'm not doing a house ranking per se, 1 through 10, but I will tell you the first impression that I have of the event this weekend. Poltergeist is actually my favorite house.
It's a really good house.
It is.
It is really good and dark. So I do recommend if you go through it first, wear some sunglasses because we didn't.
Yeah.
And we were running into things and getting lost in the house.
I got lost. I literally got lost. Everything was pitch black at one part, and I couldn't see, and I ended up walking behind a bunch of props, and I had to kind of take a long way around as opposed to just walking through stuff. I panicked for a moment. I'm like,
did you?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm okay. I guess this is where I die in Poltergeist.
This is where I die.
And I will be a poltergeist in Poltergeist. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I ran into someone. I ran into a body.
Yeah, I did a lot of face smack and elbow to the unfortunate Universal people that I'm sure can see fine. So sorry about that.
We apologize.
Yeah, we apologize for that. Poltergeist is absolutely gorgeous. We took an amazing 360 picture of this, the facade here. Let's go ahead and move forward a little bit. And you actually start off walking through the pool, where everybody's talking about, well, how are they going to do the pool? How are they going to do the pool? You start off walking through the pool. And it's like a construction zone. There's coffins and stuff and skeletons and all kinds of stuff here. And they've got a model of the house, forced perspective, right up here. And it's got the sound clip playing of Craig T. Nelson going, you didn't move, you moved the headstones, but you didn't move the bodies, or whatever the actual quote is. It's really, really good. This house actually takes the IP further. It actually takes the movie and expands upon it and shows you some stuff like what's it like when you go into the other side. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, it was very well done. And the gimmicks that they used in there, the room that's spinning all around, the gust of air. Yeah. So they really constructed it very well.
Yeah, they used some things that we were told on tour that they had never used before. They actually had controlled wind blowing to simulate the scene where everything's blowing around in the bedroom. So that was really, really neat. Loved it. Favorite house. Can't wait to do it again. Poltergeist is really good. Really.
It's a really good maze.
One of the best IPs I think.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
And then
Loved it.
Another room, the rooms I liked were the clown. The clown rooms towards the end when you had the giant clowns coming at you.
Hopefully
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, if you love the clown from Poltergeist, you get to see a lot of him. Or her, I guess. I don't want to assign a gender to the clown. Did you see the nursery reference in towards Cindy? I'm sure I did, but I didn't take a picture of it. So yeah, there's a ton of Easter eggs in the seeds. Okay. All right, so moving on from Poltergeist, but man, you got to do this one. If you do, let's say you go and maybe it's a busier night and you've got to do at least one house, do this one. Even though Stranger Things is really good, and we'll get to that in a bit, let's talk, or let's just kind of wrap up this one. I love Poltergeist. I can't wait to do it again.
Same.
All right, Scary Tales, Deadly Ever After. This is another original story. They've had several Scary Tales before. They actually had one in 2008, which is kind of interesting. This is all your fairy tales. These aren't the Disney version of the fairy tales. These are the actual, the grim version of the fairy tales. Because, a lot of old school fairy tales, they don't end up too well for the people involved. Imagine that, taking that even darker.
They're pretty horrible.
Yeah, these are pretty, they're pretty bleak in this house. So let's go ahead and take a look here. If you take a look at the very, very top left, you can see one of the most gorgeous facades I think I've ever seen in my life.
It's so beautiful.
The castle, it's very, very cool. I did a really good 360 of this one, once again on HauntScene. You've got a witch. She's hooked to something.
That is one of my favorite scenes. When I first saw that, I fell in love. It was amazing.
It's really cool. Not a lot of photo opportunities in this house on the tour, unfortunately, but we did get a chance to shoot some pictures in the Rapunzel area. So you got a bunch of hair shooting out everywhere and snatching everybody up, I guess. And at the very, very bottom left, they have a little lizard, which is a nod to Pascal from Tangled.
Tangled.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Literally, it's not so dark in the house, but these little Easter eggs are what you get when you do the Unmasking the Horror tour, because I would have never seen that.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Same.
So love Scary Tales. Shout out to Chad, Mr. Haystack himself.
Hi, Chad.
Can't wait to see you again. So we know a couple characters this year. All right, so Scary Tales is really, really good. Next, moving on to Carnival Graveyard.
So good.
Which is like Easter egg central. This is basically, I think what they did, and there's this like famous warehouse they always talk about where they store all the old props and everything for Halloween Horror Nights. Someday I'm gonna figure out where that is, or I want to do a tour there or something. Basically, they took all of that and they emptied it out, and this is like where they put
into a
everything.
soundstage, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, they made a house out of it. Our friend Tyler, it's funny. It said it reminded him of Ominous Descent in last year in Plant City, where they took a lot of their stuff they had to move because of the hurricane and made a trail out of it.
It does have an Ominous Descent feel to it.
This is kind of like the universal version of that kind of theme. So Carnival Graveyard, it's gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
I could have spent 3 hours there taking pictures because there was so much to look at. All kinds of Easter eggs, a lot of things. And if you ask yourself, hey, have I seen that in the house before? The answer is going to be yes. All right.
Yes, it is.
You've seen it all. All right,
Sorry,
so
that was
moving on
delayed.
here.
Sorry, I took
delayed.
a minute to realize what we were doing. Sorry.
Yeah. The answer is always yes.
The answer is always yes.
Melissa, do you want to get in this coffin?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
good.
I do.
All right. So taking a look here, a couple things we're going to point out. Obviously in the middle here, the Universal Theater logo. That was pretty neat. You see a dollhouse of the Damned face. They got a gas tank that's marked 666. They have this really cool garage, Sal's Garage, and the Love Shack.
Which I never even noticed when I first went through the house. Because a lot of the time, do you notice a lot of times when you go through a house, you don't normally look up. You're only looking straight.
Well, I look
to
all
get
over the
through.
place.
I normally don't. And I usually miss the things that are up. So when I noticed that, I was like, wow, I never knew that was there.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool.
So Mama Mel's is in here. A great scare. I did stop and I took like 20 pictures of her, but she was too intent on scaring people to death. So I sent her a bunch of blurry pictures of Mel's. That was basically the pictures. So, I love this house.
I like this house. I actually need to go through on the other cast because every time I went through, I always got, I believe, cast B.
Okay.
No, cast A. Sorry, cast A.
Sure
I'll have to see cast B tomorrow.
Both casts, I'm sure, are amazing, but we'll find out. With the one
they're
that
both
we
amazing.
Need.
I apologize, Mel's. I will try to see you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll try. We have tomorrow. Do we have Thursday?
I have Thursday. I have Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday.
Are you going on Thursday?
Yes, I have Thursday.
Okay.
Are you going on Thursday?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Probably. Okay. All right. So moving on here from Carnival Graveyard. It's really, really good. This is one of the most hyped houses this year as far as the originals, and it totally delivers. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So thank you guys for that. Great house. They even have like the Jack Sack from the Carnival Carnage show.
And
that was also an American Horror Story.
The little... What do you call it? They had another one too.
Yeah.
What is it?
They had the Dueling Dragon sign.
Yes, they did have the Dueling Dragon sign. Yes,
All
but they had
kinds of
something
stuff.
else of Jack too, which
it was like a sun,
sun thing. Yeah.
It was really neat. All right, so moving on. All right, so let's talk about Stranger Things. Stranger Things. I heard the line got a little crazy the opening night here, so apologize if anybody had to deal with that. I was doing the RIP tour, so I didn't. But Stranger Things, it's every little iconic thing you want from the first season is definitely going to be in the Stranger Things house. So let's take a look. So a lot of restrictions here, obviously, with this being an intellectual property. I couldn't take a lot of pictures, but they actually let us take a picture in a really cool area where the sensory deprivation tank is. It's all kind of lit up at night. These are obviously lights on pictures. They've got like this big, huge, like laboratory thing. It's like two-tiered. It's all kind of overgrown. You see like the little portal into the upside down here. It's all kind of corrupted and stuff.
It's a very beautiful house. It's very well done.
It's
it's true to the show.
Yeah.
So the movie sets are all on point.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The show sets are all on point.
It's all right. It feels like a movie. So yeah, okay. So I loved it. It's very pretty. They actually have characters in here. You're going to see Eleven. You're going to see Dustin. You're going to see all the characters running around. So that was really neat. Obviously, Hopper Winona Ryder. They've got lots and lots and lots of the Demogorgons. They're going to get you in this house. I got a couple decent kind of scares from this one. You know, sometimes
same.
One of the things is a lot of times with pretty houses, you are so like intent on looking at the scenery that you are like fair game for all the characters. So you guys did a great job, guys and girls. Okay. All right, so I love Stranger Things. We actually did a 360 video in this room, or a 360 picture. So if you want to see this entire room, you can.
I only did that. I only did the house once on opening night, just because you know how crazy it was this weekend. But I'm gonna try to do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I
want to do it again tomorrow.
I think I'm gonna try to express this one like right off the bat tomorrow. Try to get it done. All right, so let's do this. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next thing, and the next thing is going to be a giveaway. A giveaway.
Yay,
So we're going to do a giveaway here. This is going to be our standard format. We're going to give you a keyword, and you are going to type it in, and you are going to win this Shelby Denim Art print for Stranger Things. And you can put it whatever way you want. All right, so the first person to type in the word waffle, W-A-F-F-L-E, waffle, is going to win this print.
That is a really neat print.
I know.
Can I win that print?
No, you are a part of the show, but you can buy one.
I would definitely get one.
Yeah, these are Shelby has stuff for sale. So let's take a look here. We've got Andy Bendick, ANDYBENDIK. Andy, do me a favor. Please email us, HauntScene@gmail.com, and remind me what you won. Keep in mind if you win something on the show, because we are ridiculously busy, it might be a little bit before we get you this stuff, because, you know, we both have full-time jobs, and then we have a full-time haunt job. So, you know, I don't want people to think that we're forgetting about them, but please just give us a little bit of time to get you this stuff here. But thank you, Andy. Congratulations,
Andy.
Good job. All right, so moving on. We got stuff to talk about still. So let's move on to these scare zones. We have a lot of good interactions here in the scare zones as well.
Very good interactions.
Okay. So let's start off with Killer Clowns. Now, I haven't spent a ton of time in Killer Clowns.
I haven't either.
But what I've seen has been awesome. So I took a couple pictures here. These are like movie accurate. They could literally walk off the streets here and walk into Killer Clowns or vice versa. So if they do a sequel, they already have all the costume made.
It's very spot on.
Yeah, it's a great photo op, scare zone, all kinds of stuff. They've got the ice cream truck. They've got the hanging cotton candy bodies. They've got, oh, you know what I did when I wanted to take a picture of? They have the shadow puppetry projected on a wall where it's like the big dinosaur that like eats you, and like the dancing lady and stuff. So it's really, really neat. And I saw it from a distance a lot, but because it's so centrally located, I think I was just walking by it too many times. But this is a beautiful, beautiful homage to Killer Clowns from outer space. So,
I haven't seen that. Have they done the projection with the space shuttle on the buildings?
I
I
have
heard something
not
about
seen
that,
that.
but I have not seen it.
no, we'll take our time tomorrow. I'm in no hurry. All right. So Killer Clowns is amazing, really, really good. I will admit, the Scare Zone actually made me a little bit bigger fan of the movie. Like I thought it was kind of cool to walk amongst the clowns. So that was really, really neat. All right, moving on. Oh my God, Revenge of Chucky. There's got to be some vlogger out there that got our little interaction with Chucky, and I was just so shocked that it happened that we didn't get any footage of this. We totally got called up by Chucky.
We got called out.
So let's move up to here. If you take a look at the very, very top right of your screen right now, there's a little stage, and it's got little puppy Chucky and or Chucky, and he will talk to you. So we were wearing our HauntScene shirts,
matching,
and
of
he
course.
totally called us out and asked us our names, and you know, some people actually recognized us from us giving our names out, and then he
Not so much of me, but he did make fun of you though a lot.
well, everybody makes fun of me. Nobody likes me. Just kidding.
I like you.
Okay, good. I like you too.
Okay.
All right. So they made fun of us. They asked us if we were YouTubers, I guess, and we are YouTubers, I guess, or we're broadcasters or webcasters or whatever. So yeah, Chucky totally laid into us, and it was pretty funny.
It was a fun interaction.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. Made me a big fan of the zone. Lots of really cool photo ops and characters here. We've got Ashley Mae Sherman in the middle. She's really, really awesome. We got Jim in the holograms. There was a big discussion today at the bottom left here of who this guy is, whether he's Slappy, I thought Pee Wee Herman, maybe a combination of both, maybe Slappy and Pee Wee Herman like had a baby, or Billy or something like that. So he's really, really cool. They will talk to you. They will interact with you. There's victims there. They've got the Barrel of Monkeys. They're like evil barrel monkeys that are really, really cool.
They're fun.
There's another, like, did you see the oven? Like the Easy Bake Oven?
There is a person straight through it.
Okay, yeah, because I saw it when we were backstage doing the Seeds of Extinction. I saw the little stand there, but I must have walked by and I didn't see it. So.
Yeah, they have it right across from the Chucky stage where Chucky's at.
So the tent takes off. So we'll have to go back and check that out a little bit later for the Killer Clowns.
Yeah, so fun zone. I mean, I was, I'm still not a big fan of Chucky, but I'm warming up to it, I guess. Yeah. So it's I'm getting there.
Oh, there's a little chair there. It's like a little Lego electric chair.
That's where they do their show. He puts the CEO of Play Pal Toys in there.
I think I'm gonna spend a little more time in the scare zones tomorrow night.
I think so. Yeah, I think so too.
All right. So Chucky, thumbs up. Good stuff. It's weird because a lot of these it really exceeded expectations. I didn't know what to expect, and they really did a good job with this one. All right, moving on. Twisted Tradition, the AKA the Pumpkin Scare Zone. I love it. It's amazing. You can put pumpkins in the trees all year round, and that's fine. But if you take a look at the very top left here, this is where they have like a chapel and an old truck here, and I got like the perfect like golden hour.
That's a great photo.
Beautiful picture.
There's a sunset in the back too.
I know,
that's a great shot.
Yeah. So all kinds of pumpkin guys walking around. Melissa, if you take a look here on the right-hand side, this is actually a picture that Melissa got where he's coming to get you. So good job on that picture.
That was a very good picture.
Yeah. Got pumpkin guys here. Very cool. They got guys with rotting pumpkin faces. You can see the seeds and the pumpkin guts coming out. All kinds of stuff. Beautiful scare zone. I like they can spin Halloween whatever way they want here, and it's going to be gorgeous. So loved Twisted Traditions.
It's a good zone.
And at night, if you look here in the bottom middle, they actually have a pumpkin guy on stilts, and he's like this kind of like a hollow carcass, and they actually have like he glows in the middle. It's a really cool effect.
It's a really cool still. Actually, I like it.
Yeah.
And it stands out.
It does.
I really like it.
It's gorgeous. Just absolutely, just knocked it out of the park. All right, moving on to Vamp. Vamp, and I have some pictures here, but I also have a little clip that I took, and I had to unfortunately silence this clip, so don't think that we're muted because it's got a song, and I don't want YouTube to copyright my video, so I had to mute it. But take a look at this little video that I put together, and hopefully this will play on the first try. There we go, and Vamp and play. All right, so that was Vamp on the stages there. Whoa, they're still dancing. What's going on?
Yeah, it's moving.
Keep going.
Dancing, yeah.
Keep going, Vamp. Keep going. You just get our commentary here. I believe this is some AC/DC. I've got a little app on my phone. It's called VHS Cam, where you can set the time and make it look like a VHS tape. So I thought that was applicable here. They do Thriller. Shelby has this great playlist on Spotify. It's got all the 80s music there.
Playing the clip from Dead Exposure.
I want to watch the clip from Dead Exposure again.
I want to go through that house again.
Yeah, I love Vamp. Let's take a look at some pictures while we talk about it.
I love it.
It's so cool.
Good. It's so cool.
The
characters are amazing. The interactions are amazing. I love everything about this. About the zone.
I gotta ask you because I saw in our pictures that you were talking to the newscaster here at the top left. What were you talking about?
So I was talking to her about. I brought up the fact that hey, I noticed. Did you know that there were some vampires running around? And she was like, I think we've noticed some activity around here. She was telling me to stay safe, and I was telling her to stay safe throughout the night as well. Okay. And then she would bring updates throughout the night. So I thought that interaction was pretty cool. And I love those interactions in scare zones. I love when the characters interact with you like that. I love it. So
yeah, lots of interactions here. Obviously, you see Prince at the bottom right.
And then the other night when we were wearing the glasses, you actually kept moving, but the other newscaster stopped me and asked me about my my glasses and how it was very 80s vibe.
Yeah,
so,
I guess we're kind of obnoxious in the park. We've got these like orange glowing see-through kind of sunglasses that blink, and they're really cool. A lot of people commented
but they're
on
cool.
them.
They're true to the 80s. They look like 80s style.
Yeah, it's
so,
totally 80s.
And then Prince was amazing. Prince Vampire. He's awesome.
And they've got DJs, they got punk rockers, they got hip hop guys, they got all kinds of dancers. They do routines. They got a couple set pieces that they work with. Man, it's a great sequel to the Vamp 55 they did a couple years ago, which was awesome. So I love Vamp. This is like where am I going to go tonight? I'm going to go to Vamp. So if you ever want to find me or Melissa in the park, we're probably in Vamp. Yep.
I was just sitting there one night, just listening to the 80s music play.
Yeah.
I loved it.
That's all I've been listening to on my phone is
that's all I listen to on my car when I drive is 80s music.
Yep.
That's all I play.
So I'm trying to
on
learn
Pandora.
all the words. Yeah. All right, so moving on because we still got some other stuff to talk about here. Kind of winding down a little bit. Let's talk about the Harvest. Now, I have not spent a lot of time in the Harvest. I will be honest with you.
I haven't either. It's just kind of walked through. I should spend some time in there though.
Yeah, they've got like all these like little shrines to all the different IPs, like Stranger Things and Halloween and Poltergeist, and I'm missing one. What am I missing? Something else.
Oh, they have Stranger Things, Halloween, Poltergeist, Blumhouse,
Trick or Treat.
and Trick or Treat.
Yes. So they've got like pumpkin characters to walk around. I got a picture of one. It's like this big pumpkin guy like on stilts, and he liked our glasses. Like he was like gesturing his long like arms. I
saw that. Yeah, he really liked your
so that was cool.
glasses.
So you're welcome, pumpkin guy.
And I think the long arms are pretty cool. I've never seen a stilt like that before.
Yeah, it's like a combination stilt walker puppet guy. So that was actually kind of neat. They got ghillie suits, if you like the camouflage suits. So they'll get you a little bit. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's kind of cool. I guess I just haven't spent enough time there to really kind of get the gist of the zone. But from what I saw, it was okay to walk through. It's not like I don't know if there's enough like in there for me to like spend a lot of time in there, but it's cool to look at. So, all right. So let's move on. Where are we at here? Okay, so we're gonna start wrapping it up here. Obviously, we both did Academy of Villains, so Farside, Phoenix, Francis Terrell, Sakura, all you guys are all amazing.
You guys are great.
I'm going to give you guys some extra love here because I loved the new Academy of Villains show. I'm an unapologetic Academy of Villains fan. This is on the stage, the Fear Factor stage, where previously there was Bill and Ted. So I think they really stepped up their game this year, understanding that a lot of people are probably missing Bill and Ted right now. If you played a game that you take a shot every time you see Bill and Ted Farewell Tour shirt, you'll be dead by the time you walk through the gate. There were a lot of them. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at some pictures here. So these are some of the pictures that I took here. Very cool. It's cyberpunk. It's all futuristic, year 2335. You got your humans, you got your cyborgs or whatever, and it's homage to a lot of films that are cyberpunk, like Blade Runner, Matrix, and stuff like that. As far as Farsight told us, Terminator. Really cool part. Couple cool parts. They have this part where they have like these like lasers in their fingers, and you can see them here, and they're just kind of like scanning. And then they take their fingers and they actually like point them upwards, and the whole ceiling of the show is like all this like green like laser imagery, or not imagery, but it's like all these green dots, and it's actually really
I
neat.
love the like on the bottom left. I love the neon part.
Yeah.
The neon is what I like, and the just the skeleton
So you have like
looking
this
costumes.
like computer hacking part, I guess, where they're kind of battling over the computer. It's really cool.
The whole show was really neat. I
Someone
really
told
enjoyed
me
it.
that there is a reference on the stage to Bill and Ted, but I've
I
not
heard
seen
that
it yet.
too, but I have not
But
seen
nothing
it.
in the
So
actual
I don't
show
know. I
that
don't
I
know what
know.
it is.
There's audience interaction. You're going to be doing the wave. You're going to be doing the robot. You're going to be moving in slow motion. You may even see some twerking in slow motion. Very cool. Love
Yeah, I
it,
like
loved
the
it, loved it.
audience interaction like they had last year.
Yeah.
They had that last year for in place of the Irma show, and it actually worked out pretty well this year.
Yeah.
So a lot of people like it.
Yeah, so it just knocked out the park. Here's a couple other pictures I took. Some of these, like if you look here on the left-hand side, one of the characters, the main good guy character, is called Revolt. The main bad girl character is Replica. I haven't gotten a picture of that one yet. But I was up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep because I was just so full of energy. So I did a little edit here, sent it off to the Academy of Villains folks. They loved it. Very, very cool. Top right, Melissa, have you ever met Farside before?
I believe I met him briefly last year.
Okay.
But this was the first time just actually having a conversation with him.
Yeah. He is the coolest. He's the most
He's
humble,
a really cool guy. Really
awesome dude.
Really down to
love
earth.
talking to him. Spends time. He was actually sitting outside, or not sitting, but standing outside right the show entrance and talking to fans. It was really, really cool. We gave Academy of Villains a bag full of buttons, so hopefully you guys are enjoying those. And we took a picture with all three of us here. Lighting was kind of bad, but yeah. And then this bottom right picture during the media event, somehow I ended up like front and center, like center view. And I was just like snap, 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 snap. And I got this really cool photo, like just this moment in the show.
That's a really cool photo.
So yeah, that's probably the best photo that I'm going to take all season. So yeah,
Yeah.
Well, at least from Horror Nights.
And I mean the cast and crew of Academy of Villains are always great people. I actually, on Sunday night when I was there, I did, the last house I did of the night was Poltergeist, and they were in front of me. They did Poltergeist as well.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
when I exited, I saw the whole crew, and I saw Francis. I went up and
Nice.
talked to them, and I told them how much I really liked their show.
Were you wearing your shirt?
I was not that night. But I did go up and say hi to them.
So
and
I need a new co-host now. I'm just kidding. No, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, they're so cool.
They're such nice people, and they're so down to earth and very humble, and they'll come right up to you and talk to you. So
Yeah.
I really enjoy them.
And if you say Academy Villains 3 times looking in the mirror in the dark, Farside will appear in your bathtub. Apparently, that's what I heard this week on Twitter. All right, so let's move on. Moving on, kind of wrapping it up here. Okay, so that's going to be it. That's all we have for Halloween Horror Nights. It is a amazing year. It is a great year. I've been going for 10 years. This is my 10th year, and I don't think I've ever loved as much of the event, like all of it, in some way, shape, or form or another. Usually it's clear that I like a couple houses and I don't like a couple houses. I can't really say off the top of my head that there's anything that I don't like about Halloween Horror Nights this year. So I've gone 2 nights. We'll be going a couple nights this weekend. We'll be doing something else on Friday, but yeah. So any other closing thoughts about Horror Nights? I haven't even bought any merch yet. I gotta buy merch.
Yeah, you're actually slacking on that.
Yeah.
You were first to buy merch last year.
I know. I'm
actually
surprised
about that.
Well, I need
Because
to...
I wanted to buy stuff and get it out of the way, and then I'll buy a few things here and there. I still have a few shirts and some other posters and things to buy, but other than that, I pretty much have everything that I wanted this year.
Okay.
But I don't have anything bad to say either. I mean, everything about this year is amazing, and I absolutely love being there. I cannot wait to be there tomorrow night and to see everyone again. So.
Cool. All right. Well, if you see us in the park, make sure you guys say hi.
Yep. Don't be afraid to say hi if you see us.
We're stocked with buttons and stuff, so we'll definitely chit chat. We love taking pictures with people. I think I'm gonna take all the pictures we get with people out in the field and do like a collage at the end of the season or something like that. So thank you everybody that stopped and talked to us here. Thank you everybody that watches the show. We do appreciate you a lot. But let's go ahead and move on to next week. Next week, something we're doing on Friday is going to be the Howl-O-Scream Media Event. So next Tuesday, we're actually going to be transitioning away from Halloween Horror Nights and talking about Howl-O-Scream. So Howl-O-Scream's got a bunch of new stuff this year. We're going to see a lot of folks that we know on Friday, like a lot of people on Friday. So looking forward to seeing everybody there. I've pretty much always had a good time at Howl-O-Scream. I can't really imagine.
I have too, actually.
So
it's just it's a haunt, and I love doing haunts.
Yeah.
It's something I look forward to. I've been doing it for the last 5 years, and I really enjoy it.
So Howl-O-Scream, that's next week on Tuesday, same bat time, same bat channel, 8 o'clock. We'll be spending an hour talking about Howl-O-Scream, and then after that, we'll be on to all the independent haunts.
Actually, I will not be here next Tuesday night, as I will be in California, so I do apologize, but I have a lot to talk to you guys about my California trip when I come back.
This is all news to me. I'm just kidding. Well, let's see. Maybe we might have a special guest star. Maybe maybe we'll Skype somebody in. I'm sure that we can get somebody to chat about Howl-O-Scream, considering we'll know a lot of people that are going next week. So might have a little bit of a different format next week. You know, when you go, make sure you guys take lots of pictures here. Follow us on everything. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. www.HauntScene.com. We have our entire haunt directory there. As much as I love the theme park haunts, I love you Horror Nights, I love you Howl-O-Scream, I'm really chomping at the bit to get into the independent haunts because you know that's where we kind of shine a little bit. But yeah, all right, well that's it. That's all we got. So this is like the perfect timed episode. All right.
I'll be sure to take all the video and pictures when I'm in Hollywood, and I'll let you guys know when I come back.
I'll give you like 5 minutes to talk about Halloween Horror Nights. 10 minutes.
Okay. Oh, and I'm also doing Not Scary Farm.
Okay.
As well. Okay.
So I'll give you 5 minutes for each. All right. All right. Well, we'll see you guys again next week. I'll see you next week, 8 o'clock. Make sure you guys follow us on everything. We do appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. I love you. Until next time, spook easy.
Thanks, guys. Happy haunting.
All right.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Give me some treats.